video is a review of the Edgenuity lesson, Solving Quadratic Equations, Factoring. So for this first example, it says for what values of x is x squared minus 36 equal 5x true. So in this lesson, what they do is they put things on both sides of the equal sign. Remember, if you ever have an x squared and an x in an equation, you have to factor it. And to do that, you need to get everything on one side of the equation. So it always has to be set equal to 0 here. So if I go ahead and subtract 5x from both sides, I'm going to write it in standard form, so I'm going to put the x next. We would get x squared minus 5x minus 36 equals 0. And we'll go ahead and solve this equation. So we have to decide what two numbers multiply to make negative 36 and add to make negative 5. That would be negative 9 and positive 4. So this will factor into x minus 9, and x with a positive 4, and that has to equal 0. So again, we're not done yet. We have to set each of these equal to 0. Either x minus 9 is 0 or x plus 4 is 0. So our solutions are 9 and negative 4. Those are the values of x that make this equation true. So you could plug it back in and check your work if you would like. The next example says the product of two consecutive negative integers is 600. Okay, so we need to pay attention to that. We want negative solutions here. What are they? Okay, so two consecutive integers anywhere. That means they're just one spot apart on the number line. So for example, 15 and 16, those would be consecutive integers because they're one spot away from each other. So we're going to have a value of one of them, and then the one next to it, you can do x plus 1, so one more than what you want, or you could do x minus 1. You'll get the same answer either way. You'll have to interpret it at the end. When we product means multiply, so when we multiply a number and then the number right next to it, we get 600. So we're going to distribute the x. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is just x. We have an x squared and an x, so we have to factor to solve it. So we need to get everything on one side. It has to equal 0 for the 0 product property to work. So x squared plus x minus 600 equals 0. So we have to decide what two numbers will multiply to make negative 600 and add to make 1, because they have to be one spot away from each other. You know, in your calculator, you could guess and check a little bit. The solution here would be a positive 25 and a negative 24. That multiplies to make negative 600. 25 minus 24 is 1. So this factors into x plus 25 and x minus 24. So either x plus 25 equals 0 or x minus 24 equals 0. So we got negative 25 and positive 24. We want the negative integers. So if one was negative 25, then this one would have to be a negative 24. Or we could do, if our x is negative 25, that's the one that we wanted because that one wasn't a solution. So our x is negative 25, so that means our x plus 1 would be negative 24. Two negative, one spot away from each other, multiply to positive 600.